Hey guys, greetings. How you doing? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to Vinyl TV. If you are new to this channel, and if you are, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for clicking. Before I start, I want to give a massive thank you to those of you guys who have been subscribing to my channels, and those of you guys who have been giving us feedback. It means so much. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate you. It helps us to grow. The key feedback you are giving us also makes us to work a lot hard. We are trying to give value to the community. So this program is about giving back to the community. It's about sharing education. It's about helping humanity. So without taking much of a time, I want to explain to you the question I was asked today, right? Someone asked me what is the difference between interim dividend and final dividend. So this is one thing I want us to discuss today, right? The question is, what is the difference between interim dividend and final dividend? Okay, this is what we are going to discuss today. Okay, what is the difference between interim dividend and final dividend? I'm a keen promoter of passive income, right? So I want to, before I start going forward or explaining what it is, we need to go with what is dividend. What is dividends? Okay, so my understanding is dividend is a corporate action. It's sort of action taken, by company, or action being taken by the company in terms of, basically company distributing their profit to the shareholders. Is before, let me go for us to search the meaning of dividend, right? Dividend from the Google is a sum of money paid regularly, typically annually, by a company to its shareholders out of its profit. Okay, / reserve. Another definition is also dividend is a distribution of a portion of company's earnings decided and managed by company's board of directors and paid to a class of its shareholders. Dividends are payment made by public listed company as reward to investors for putting their money into the venture. So basically it's a sort of corporate action, right? Dividend is a passive income, so it is like, you put your money in a company, right? And that company, they use your money to do business. Basically, they use your money to buy materials. They use your money to build the company. They use your money to employ, professionals or technocrat or people who are professional in that particular field. Okay, and from then they start producing goods and services. It depends on what that company is producing. Some company might be producing cement, some company might be producing fertilizer, some company might be producing rice. So it really doesn't matter whatever. It's just they bring out a business plan, what they want to produce, by making research in terms of what consumers want. Okay, so people put their income or put their money in that company. So every now and then, sometimes every quarterly or every 6 months or annually, the company will do their financial statement. So they will do their finance, basically do the accounting, check what they have, whether they're doing well or not. If they're doing well from the earning, from the sales they made, the management team can decide, okay, we want to give back to the shareholders some proportion of the profit they made. So that is really what it is. So I want to first of all go with what is interim dividend. If you want to invest, you need to find out what time your company that you want to invest in, what period of time is their business period. Some company started operating from June to June. The next coming year will be their business period. Some company work from January to December. If the company that you invest in work from January to December, so every quarter, so from January to March is the first quarter. So they will do financial statement. They do the accounting, check whether they're doing well or not. So once they do that, then they're supposed to forward it to your country or to stock exchange. Basically, if it's a company that is listed in stock exchange, which is listed in public company, listed in stock exchange. If for instance Nigeria, any company that is listed in stock exchange in Nigeria will send their company result for first 3 months, next 6 months, then next 9 months and 12 months period. So they do this 4 times in a year. Okay, some company will do this 4 times, basically 4 times a year. Then in that 4 times a year, they might decide to pay interim dividend. So interim dividend is something they pay in between. Maybe from January to June, they decided, okay, after the accounting, they did an audited account. So they decided, okay, the management team, okay, and directors decide, okay, this is the profit we made. And inside that profit, we want to give 10% or we want to give 20% up from that profit back to the shareholders. That is what is called interim dividend, something they give in middle, maybe from, something they give, basically from January to June, they tend to do this middle of the year. So they give the interim dividend in June, you get paid this around September. Now the final dividend is what the company declared, whereby they pay you interim dividend. Some company may pay you interim dividend, maybe 20 kobo interim dividend, right? Or 20 or 50 pence interim dividend. Okay, then they do this around September. This is for January to June. Okay, now come December will be their final period for trading. So they're supposed to forward their earning to stock exchange, basically what they have done the whole financial year, their final statement of earning, which is from June to December. They have period of time from January to March to be able to do this. So once they do that, in that final dividend, okay, they will say, okay, we want to pay from, which is from that June to what income they made from June to December, and they might decide, okay, to pay another 50 pence or another 20 kobo. So if you add 2 of them, the interim dividend and the dividend they paid, the last will be the final dividend. So if you add them 2 together, it will be 40 pence, 40 kobo. So the final dividend is the dividend adding interim dividend, and the dividend they declared again will be the final dividend. But the first one, interim dividend, is something they pay in interim for the time being. They can decide to do this based on their earning from January to June. Based on their earning from January to June, they decide, okay, this is what we want to give back to the shareholders. They tend to do this payment around September. The final dividend is the one they declare basically from January, after December period. They have to do this within January to March, because they need to do their financial statement. They need to submit their financial statement by maximum 3 months, which is by March. They're supposed to submit their final statement for that previous year, unless there's anything that happened that they will extend it by Nigerian Stock Exchange. But under the rule, they're supposed to submit this within 3 months. Within 3 months, which is after the company closed in December, they're supposed to submit their earning within March, by end of March the next year. And that March is where they declare another dividend. If it's a company that paid dividend, they will declare that dividend. So if you add the first one they already made in between around September, plus the one they made after December, if you add them to, that will be the final dividend. That will be the final for the year. So I thought to explain this to you. So basically, keen promoter of passive income, and interim dividend or final dividend is a corporate action. Basically, company decide this is the reason why if you want to invest in stock market, or if you want to invest in any company, really, you need to start making your plan, do your due diligence, check that company inside out, check it in terms of what that source, the value they are giving to the community, or value they are giving to the customers. Basically, what they are producing, check in terms of supply and demand, So this is actually what you need to do. Check the management team of that company, how they are doing, how long that company has been in existence. If you want to know in terms of how the company has been doing, you can log into that company's website. Actually, you can see investors section. From that investor section, you can print out their financial statement years back. You can print out 5 months, 5 years, 10 years financial statement. You can go through all of them and see how they've been doing. You can also see some of their dividend they have declared for years back, and see if it's something that they have been doing consistency, continuously. Is something that you need to know in terms of investing. I'm a keen promoter of someone, receiving passive income, because you are not really working for it. What you have done is you utilize your money, you invest your money in that company, a one-off. Okay, it's something that, okay, you decided you have a certain amount of money, or you are working 9-to-5 job, you use your 9-to-5 job, from that income you receive from your main job, and invest it. When you invest in that company, what you are getting from that company, once they're doing well, their earning is improving, you are getting a value in terms of your portfolio. You are getting value in terms of if it's a company that pay dividend, they will pay you a dividend. You can use that dividend and buy more of that share. This is what is called compounding. If you use that dividend you receive and buy more of that share this year, your portfolio will grow eventually. So you do it. This is how it is. This is how people build wealth. It's not really rocket science, but it's just you need to take calculated risk. I'm keen promoter here to encourage people out there. We need to start breaking this barrier. We need to start making plan, in terms of what you want to, create your legacy for your case. Also trying to invest, because at the end of the day, this is how for us to be able to break this financial burden. This is how to break this from poverty-stricken community. We need to start building wealth. We need to start making calculated investment, taking calculated risk, investing in a company that that you outlive you. You know that company is, it from outside to inside. If what they're selling to the community, what they're producing, whether the community want it or not. Just look around you, go to the market, you see some of the stuff we are consuming, some of the stuff we are using are being produced by a company. It's about demand and supply. I take a good example of Dangote Cement or another company, BUL. This company, people need house all the time. People need shelter and accommodation, restaurant or houses, hotel. So community need a house. Even here in UK, houses are being built all the time. They are using a lot of building materials to build these properties. The same thing is applicable in Africa, anywhere you are. Trying to key in these companies that that are very healthy in financially, but also they are paying dividend to the shareholders. That one way or the other, you have done your investment. Your money is in right hand. Even if the volatility is in the market, that the company is actually in safe hand and they are in a good financial health. So what you'll be doing is expecting your dividend every year. I can show you my phone here, the dividend I'm receiving abroad. Okay, I can show you my phone dividend I'm receiving abroad. This is a lot. Okay, what this is just to show you that you can receive any dividend anywhere you are. It doesn't matter. If you invest in America, if you invest in Africa, you can still receive dividend wherever you are. They will, as far as you did interim dividend, as far as you fill the form, there's a form you need to fill if you invest in stock market in Nigeria or abroad, you need to fill the form, giving your details, your bank statement and everything, your tax details, making sure that you have all that in the system. Once the company declare this dividend, they will pay you. It will come to your bank account and come to your phone number straight away. So this is actually what we need to start doing. I thought to share with you. This is a question I was asked: the difference between interim dividend and financial dividend. Dividend is a corporate action, is something that a company declared, from their profit they make. Is sort of passive income because actually you are not really, working for it. You have done your investment one-off. Okay, you have done your investment, someone else is doing the work for you, someone is using your money to work. Okay, what you know is that they will pay you some money back. Sometimes you see your portfolio can go down actually, but you receive dividend as well. When you receive dividend, you can subtract that from the portfolio that is going down, so eventually you are in better position. So if you invest in dividend paying stock, ultimately that is where to go. That is key to financial freedom. That is where to go. So I thought to share this idea with you. I'm keen promoter for us to be, financial independent. Really, trying to break this, poverty cycle is something that I'm here to give back to the community, help people to make calculative decisions, also help. I'm not a financial advisor, but it's something that I'm very passionate about. Also, you need to start reading book, read a lot of business book that will help you. Okay. Guys, thank you very much for listening. If you are happy with what I've just shown you, please give us a feedback. If you are new to this channel, and if you are, please consider subscribing. Give this a thumb up or give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. At the end of the day, it's helping us to grow. Thank you very much and stay blessed. Bye bye. Bye bye.